Well, that makes sense. I wondered why I wasn't getting any comments or I couldn't see any of you guys. I hate Facebook sometimes. I mean, I love Facebook 'cause it means we can connect with you guys, but they did a massive update, and for some reason now I have to toggle between my personal page and White Gecko, where before it was just always set on White Gecko. So no wonder you weren't all coming on. No wonder you couldn't all see me or nobody was talking to me, because it was from my own page, which is not what we want, is it? So I've just been rabbiting away to like 3 of you on the wrong page. I am so tired, people. For those of you who weren't on my personal page, I was at the veterinary hospital till 3 o'clock this morning because my sister's dog managed to poison himself, and we had to rush him to the doctors, rush him to the vets, and he's really not a very well puppy at all. So it's been a bit of a chaotic, and then I've had about an hour and a half kip, and then little man fell down the stairs at his mum's, so we were dealing with him this morning. He's got carpet burns everywhere. And then Facebook messed me all up. Hi everyone, you're all there. I was all talking to you lovely over on my own page. No, I wish I was having a break, lovely, because I can barely keep my eyes open. I just rabbited on for 8 minutes on my own page because Facebook is ridiculous. It's done yet another stupid update which has messed up all the settings. Hello, darlings. I hope you're all okay. Thank you to everybody who came to Malvern. Sorry. So, hi, Taryn. Hello. Taryn was over on my other page and she went, no, you're live on your personal page. I was like, how? I'm not even signed in on my personal page on this laptop because this is just set up for this. I don't know how that happened. Hello, everybody. Hi, Carolyn. Hi, Jean. Hi, Melba. Hi, Jane. Hello, darlings. Yeah, it was a long few days, and then we've had a hell of a long 24 hours as well. So yeah, it's all a little bit messed up today. Really is all of it. Would gin and cake help? Yes, it really would. Hi, Nikki. Hello, darling. Nikki and Taryn were over on my personal page where I was rabbiting on. Oh, just not with it. I'm really not. Anyway, thank you for coming to Malvern. It was lush to see lots of you. We've got all sorts happening. What we're going to be I'm just going to carry on. If you want to know what I was talking about, you'll have to go and watch it on my personal note because I'm going to delete it because it doesn't need to be on there. It wasn't very interesting. It was me bitching and moaning about how tired I am, basically, because I was up till 4 this morning. We're going to make one of these today. So this was, I've called it Exam Ready because it's Tom's doing his GCSEs and he had to have a clear pouch to take all his exam stuff in. So, hi Isabel, hi, hello everybody, hi Eileen, hope your daughter's on the mend, darling. Hi Carol, hello lovely. And I thought, I could make one. I didn't end up making one in time in the end, and I bought him one. But I did make one to keep all these beautiful fabrics in that I bought from Sugar Bowl at the Malvern show. Neon spots and stripes. I mean, look at those beauties. So, they're just really useful little pouches. I'm going to show you how to bind the vinyl and also how to do one of these zips really quick. You can box the bottoms if you want them to be wider, but we're going to make a flat one today for quickness. So, send in virtual cake. Thank you, Natalie. That's very sweet of you, darling. So I'm going to just take this apart that I'd started to do. Let's go over to the overhead. I was telling Taryn and Nikki on my own page that I'm using my little old machine as my big brother has gone in to be serviced and fixed because she's playing up something terrible. I've got one of these zippity doo-duns which I'm going to open up and I'm going to insert the zip in. I've cut a piece of vinyl that's 12.5 by 15 because I'm going to make a sort of a long thin pouch this time. You can vary the size of these whatever way you want, okay? So, but we're going to make a little thin pouch this time. So I've got one of the zippities, I've opened this up and I've slid this in, okay, like that. I don't know how Facebook has got doing my personal account, that's really bizarre. And because I'm going to pin through the cotton, I can use pins even though there's vinyl in between because it won't rip it. Okay, so I'm just going to pin that in place like that. So get that on like that. And there we go, like that. All right. I now understand what Taryn was talking about because she was like, oh, is that from your personal account, not White Gecko? But because I was talking about buying the fat quarters, I thought she meant that at first. Eileen, your daughter's better, back to work tomorrow, hopefully. Ah, good, good. I'm very glad, darling. I'm just going to cut off the excess of this zip as well. I've just a couple of sort of half an inch over, just give me a bit of wiggle room. Don't need that bit. But if you buy single zip pulls, you can use these for smaller projects just by putting another zip pull on it. Okay. We're now going to top stitch this down, okay, this first side of the vinyl. All right, so we're going to take it over to the machine and we're going to top stitch this down nice and easy. So you could use fabric glue, absolutely, and you could, my darling. So some of you will notice that I'm on my little old machine because my big boy has gone in to be serviced and fixed. However, there will be a new machine soon. I'm having a new machine. I'm not going to tell you what I'm having, but I'm going to reveal it when it arrives. I've been very, 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 very spoilt, and I'm having a beautiful new machine. And I will explain all and show you all when it arrives. So just go. I haven't got a Teflon foot or anything like that on. Because I'm mainly on the cloth of the zip. You don't really need to, but yeah, fabric glue would work perfectly, or you could just put a little binding clip either end, but this is nice and relatively easy. I've forgotten how much I like this. I was using her yesterday. I've forgotten how much I love this little machine. She really is a fab little workhorse. But my big brother is being a diva, so she's had to go in to be fixed and serviced. So there we go, all the way down like that, okay? Although you do get very spoilt. You do get very spoilt with like the auto lift and the auto cut when you go back to a slightly more basic machine. Right, back over here, lovelies. I like that you can use a nice stitch when sewing on the zip. Yeah, absolutely. I know I'm a very lucky lady, Taryn. I will explain all. I really like the fact that you can now do a decorative stitch and all on here. I'm just going to top stitch for today. You can see I've just used that little top stitch, but you could absolutely then do a pretty decorative stitch if you've got a machine that does wording, and you could do a little bit of an inscription or something on there, or just somebody's initials or something, whatever you like. Add ribbon, rickrack, all sorts with them. So that's not fair. We need to know about the new machine. Well, you will know about the new machine, but you're just going to have to wait. Now, I don't want to cut this. I don't want a bottom seam in this one. So I'm going to flip this over and we're going to attach this in like this. Okay, like that. Now, you want to be careful here. So I'm going to put this one in and I'm going to pin it in place. And I'm going to show you a little trick that hopefully is going to work, but I'm so flipping tired that I'm worried it's not going to work. There we go, like that. Put some pins in and secure it well. Put my hand through there because I want to put a pin in here as well. So what I'm doing is just securing that vinyl in first. And you might think now, how the hell are you going to sew that? But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a clip on this end here over the zip so that the zip pull can't come off. I'm going to go all the way up like that, and then I'm going to put a zip pull here, and I'm going to go all the way down to nearly the end, okay? Which means I can then, okay, open this up. And don't worry about opening that fully, that's fine. As long as you've got one end shut, you're fine. Which means I can now come down here, all right? I can get this under the machine because I can tuck all this out the way and come down. If you want to do this in 2 pieces and have a bottom seam, don't worry about it. You can do it like that. This worked for me, all right? So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so you could, if you wanted to, I suppose, just stitch across there, but I found a binding clip worked, okay? So I can move all this out the way, and I'm going to stitch down now on here. When I get to about halfway, I'm going to stop, and we're going to move the zip, and then so I can come off the end, but I'll show you that when we get there. It's going to be semi-industrial. Nope. No, it's not. You can no longer cope without the automatic connector. I know, it's amazing, isn't it? It's amazing how quickly we get used to these things. So, there we go. So, oh, no, needle down. See, I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Needle down. There we go. I'm going to tuck all this out of the way. So, over here. And then we're going to work my way down. And I'm going to get that pin out of the way now. There we go. And work my way down. Now you've got to be a bit careful doing this because you don't want to lose that zip pull. And frankly, I'm so knackered, it's likely to happen to me today. It really is. There we go. So just tuck all this. You want to keep an eye on it. Rub that in like that. All the way along. Get as far as you can. Like this. I want to come down to it as near as I can without having to move anything. So, don't know who's ringing me, but it's staying like that. So when we all know, when it arrives, my lovely, which I don't know when that's going to be, I'm hoping soonish. Right, needle's going to go. Apologies about the my phone going off, but it's going to have to ring off because I don't know where it is. Right, I'm going to come back over to here so you can see. So I've only stitched down to about here at the moment. Okay, hopefully I'm back over here. Stitched down to about here. And now I'm going to pull my zip back up past that point. Okay. Put a clip back up there. Okay. And now this is going to feel like, oh my God, what's she doing? But it works, I promise. Just open that zip there. It'll close back up in a minute. All right. So now I can get it in and finish off. All right. Didn't you mention something about a banana on the weekend? You'll have to wait and see, lovely. You're going to have to wait and see. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not telling you, people. You're just going to have to wait and see, okay? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew down and meet that point there. So just get that into place. There might be easier ways of doing this. If you know one, shout me, but this worked pretty well when I was doing it. Oh, I'm doing it again. That's not the up and down button. I'm so used to the up and down button. There we go. All the way along, like that, until I meet that point there where I stopped. There we go. And I would probably use a coordinating thread for this, but, or, you know, make something really, you know, do a couple of lines and do that. 680. Oh, I'm not telling you guys. You're going to have to wait and see. It's going to be a surprise. And I'm going to reveal it. Okay, so what we've done, there we go, is I've now attached that zip all the way down. But I can now close that back up that way. Just keep zipping it up and down like that until it closes. All right, which it will. All right, so just don't pull it off the end. What I'm going to do now is we're going to fold this. I'm going to trim those ends first here. Let's get rid of all those bits there. And there. And there, let's get rid of those. So yeah, we met so many amazing people at Malvern. So many of you came and said hello, which was, it was lovely. Really, really lovely to see you all. There were some fantastic quilts there as well. Some absolute corker of quilts. I'm just trimming these ends, sorry, these threads, so that some really different ones. And what I want to do then is I want to fold this along the zip. So I've got this pouch, okay? Obviously it's open here. Now, if you want to box this, all right, you're going to cut out some little squares here, okay, and then you'd flatten it to box it, all right. But I want a flat pouch with this one, so we're going to bind these edges and make it a little bit different. So I've got a little bit of scrap fat quarter here, and what I want is a 2.5 inch strip. I'm only going to need one. So an old jelly roll strip, if you've got a jelly roll strip there, you could use that. But I'm going to cut myself a 2.5 inch strip. So, hi Carrie, how are you, lovely? So a what's in the box special reveal then? Very possibly. Very possibly. There will be a big reveal in the next few. I mean, hopefully my brother's going to be back either today or tomorrow. So I've got that for the rest of the week because new machine's not going to be here for a week or so. So, but I will show you all a proper what's in the box. It's not nice to tease you. No, I've got to keep you on your toes a little bit. What I want to do now is basically make a bit of like binding. So, standard like this, in half, those long raw edges like that, and all the way down. There we go, all the way down like that. Get a nice sharp crease in there. And then we're going to open that up and iron into the centre each edge. Okay, so my poor sister, I had to call her out of work because oh, excuse me. Her Beagle Scout is like her third child. He really is. He's her baby. And he's the most delicious dog. He's so friendly and so loving. But, oh, he's very... Oh, my goodness me, I'm so sorry. He's very naughty with what he eats. And, yeah, he found this... he ripped open one of the... tipped over one of the black bins in the back garden. And found this revolting, mouldy old stuff, bread, in the bottom of the black bag. And ate it. And it's given him... a myotoxin poison, basically, which he was so sick, bless him, and trembling, and they had to sedate it, the vet and everything. I was very worried about him, very, very worried. So what we want to do now is you want to cut it so it's just a weeny bit longer, about 1/2 inch either side of your pouch, whatever size pouch you've made. So I'm going to cut a piece for that side, and then another one for the other side. There we go, like that. Okay. And then we're going to sandwich this up. So I want to just pull that zip out of the way again. Now we're going to start right at the top here, okay? So I want to fold over that very top edge so I've got all my raw edges enclosed. I'm just going to finger press that like that and then refold it to make sure that I've got a nice, neat, flat edge, okay? And then I'm going to put it to enclose here. So this edge of the zip is going to go right along that centre line like that. And I want to just make sure that it's all really nice. Can you see I'm kind of lining it up with the top of the zip like that, so it's all nice and enclosed. But you could use a bit, little tiny scraps of your favourite fabrics. You doesn't have to be vinyl. You could do this with fabric as well if you want to make fabric wallets. I just thought it was little Tom. He's not little anymore. He's way taller than I am. He's doing his exams, and I thought, oh, actually, let's try a little clear pouch. What I'm doing is just clipping that into place, and I'm just sandwiching the two edges all the way down so that I can work out, again, because you can make your pouches any size. It's just finishing there, and I'm going to make it about just over a 1/4 inch longer. So I'm going to chop off that bit there. And then what I want to do is open that out and fold that in on itself like that. Give it a good press and then make sure it's lining up with the bottom of the pouch like that, which it is. Can you see that? Hopefully you can see that. It's all lined up nicely. Pop a clip in there. And now all we're going to do is we're just going to top stitch all the way down. Okay, so I'm going to take it back over to the machine. There we go. So Naughty Scout, how is he this afternoon? He's on the mend. It was the vet did say we were lucky that Phil and I actually saw the seizure and him be sick, because if it had been the middle of the night and we'd gone to bed and he'd just been downstairs asleep and we hadn't got him to the vet so quickly, it might not have been so favourable an outcome. But they had to give him a charcoal lavage to what's the word? Wash his stomach out. Come on, why won't you move? See, you're going to play up now, aren't you? There we go, got it. To wash his stomach out, a load of drugs to stop him seizing. But yeah, be really careful. Apparently it happens a lot, particularly Beagles and Labradors, who are, as you know, eating machines. If people go out on picnics and they leave they throw sandwiches into the litter or bread into the bushes or anything, dogs then, when you take them out for a walk, will find the mouldy bread, and they're highly allergic to the mould toxins. And yeah, bless him. Apparently he was like high as a kite because it creates like a hallucinogenic effect on their brains. So basically he was a little stoner dog. He really was. I mean, Taryn, I'm sure he will be back up to his usual naughty, eating everything self very, very quickly, because that dog is like we actually think he's part goat because he really will eat anything. There we go. So I'm just going all the way down, making sure it's all tucked in nicely. And when you get to the end like that, you're just going to backstitch just a little bit. If you want to be like, I'm having to get used to this little machine again. If you want to be like extra secure, you could sew across there as well, but it doesn't need it. So I'm not going to go back over here. So yeah, it was a bit of a fright for us, and I felt very responsible because he was here at my house when he got into it. And my sister's like, don't be daft, he could have got in anywhere, but at least we saw him have the fit and got him to the vets really quick, which, you know, made it a bit easier for him. So there we go. I've just added that little bit of binding in there. Okay, so you could add some of this binding if you wanted to along that zip. If I could have added a strip of that along that zip and then tucked this edge in under here if I wanted to, if you wanted to decorate it. Loads of ways you can decorate these. Then we're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So I'm going to just chop off that excess zip there in line. And then, just as we did before, we're going to fold that over that raw edge. These would be great, if you keep like your receipts and stuff, or paperwork, or if you're traveling, keep your passport and all those bits and pieces all together. I'm just going to give this a quick iron because it's not ironed very well. There we go. Like I said, I did exactly this, but all I did with this one was just box the corners. By cutting out a square and then folding it and then putting a piece, once I've bound down the side, binding the boxed edge as well. Okay, just put a piece across like that. So you can make them any size, shape, whatever. And then we're going to do exactly the same for this side. So I've got that folded over edge up here, line it up at the very top like that. There we go. And clip on, and then just like we did last time, all the way down. So I think I'm going to need about 17 coffees to get me through today. I've already had 2 very large ones. I'm going to need another one. I'm going to need serious caffeine. Okay, and then again about 1/4 of an inch longer, chop off that excess. Now, you could do these with normal zips. They don't have to be the zippity-doo-duns, because you could just inset some fabric either side of a zip before you do this bit. It's just the zippities are nice and easy, aren't they? Now, I've folded under just a weeny bit too much there. So let's just go back a weeny bit. There we go. That's better. Little man's tumble down the stairs this morning doesn't seem to affect him. He is so chatty today. He literally, he's still not talking, but he's literally just in his babble constantly all day. Again, we're going to sew down there. They'd be good for toilet bags. Oh yes, they would. Absolutely they would. Yeah. What's that, Jane? Yours ate all the mini eggs and the cupcakes and had to be rushed to the vets. Thankfully he was okay. I know. Dogs, they're just, they can't tell you either, can they? I suppose, that they're ill or anything, so it's really difficult, isn't it? But yeah, we just suddenly realised that I thought he was dreaming at first because he was fast asleep on the sofa next to me, and when they sort of do that shaky thing, there we go, all the way down this one. So I'm just going slowly to start with, just to get myself over the zip, and then you can speed up a weeny bit. Yeah, he was shaking really badly, love him, and then bless, he wet himself, which he's never done. He's never ever had an accident here. And then he was violently sick, and Phil and I were like, oh no, that's definitely not right. And rang the out of hours, and they were like, I'll bring him up immediately. And then it sounds like he's ate something he shouldn't. So Phil went searching with a torch out in the garden, thinking, oh, maybe I can find what he's eaten. And yeah, found this mouldy old bread wrapper which obviously had bread in it that, you know, we'd thrown away. And yeah, it was like a toxic poisoning, bless him. So he's feeling very, very sorry for himself. I'm trying to keep my fingers out of the way, but the fabric's not behaving. Behave. There we go. All the way down to the end, like that. Your brother's dog has eaten 2 blinking toys whole in the last 6 months and had to have life-saving surgery twice. He's been so lucky. Oh my goodness. Scout will do that. Scout will eat socks whole, and it's like he doesn't even chew them. He just like chomps them and they come out the other end completely whole. I mean, how he's, you know, he'll eat tin foil trays, tea towels, I mean, the things he eats. But yeah, this old man, I mean, if you saw this bread, it was utterly disgusting how he ate any of it. Just trimming off those ends there, like that. There we go. Little pouch is done. How quick and simple is that? Really, really useful. You know, you could, you know, obviously keep sewing supplies and all in it. But, you know, if you've got like documents you need to keep clean in the car and stuff, you know, maybe like, you know, you've got your manual, or you want, you know, bits and pieces, make them smaller for little like first aid things to keep in the glove box and things. You know, because they're wipe clean as well, so they'd be brilliant for little wash bags. You can zip it all up now, you see, like that. Don't worry about undoing that zip at the end and all, because it does go back together lovely, like that. Really, really, so I think, you know, again, for if you've got to file bills or, you know, receipts for the tax man or whatever, you know, can keep it all in there. You could then stack them up in a box and things, and you've got it all there. You know, maybe you have got like a filing system you need to keep. You know, you could put the month on each one of these, couldn't you, and have them all sorted. Like I said, with this one, I did exactly the same, but I just boxed the corners. What I did was cut out a square here and then squished it and then added a piece of binding on so that I had a flat base. You can see I've got a flat base there. So play around with the sizes and the shapes and everything. You know, I think I might need a shelf up in this room with like the boxes or bags like this, so I can see all the beautiful fabrics that I'm probably never going to use, but I'm just going to look at and stroke. So there we go. Let me come back over here so I can talk to you. Dogs like things that are smelly, don't they just? I mean, it was disgusting. I can't believe he ate it, and then I felt so guilty because he was in my care while it happened. But my sister was like, "Oh, he could have eaten it anyway. He could have eaten it out on a walk or something." So yeah, Phil's now ordered black bins, you know, dustbins with like proper lock-in things on them and stuff, not just a lid, so that he could never do it again. So yes, we do. We have gold vinyl now, lovely. So I was using up the end of the silver. We've got more silver coming in, but it is out of stock at the moment. But we've now got a gold fleck vinyl, and we've got a thinner weight clear one as well, which is perfect for sewing with. So that's it by today, my darlings. I am going to go back over and carry on trying to get all the stock back on the website from Melvin. Really quick and easy little project. Yeah, hardly any resources at all, really. You can use it. Useful little project. Yes, thank you, darlings. Thank you. I'm rabbiting because I'm so tired. I'm very sorry about the mix-up at the beginning. I don't know how Facebook did that. How it even got onto my own page, because I'm not even logged in on my own page on this one, so it's probably some other updates that, you know, I could probably toggle between about 12 different pages now. No idea. I will be back tomorrow with the block, and then Sarah will be here on Thursday. Yeah, thanks for everybody who came to Melbourne. Thanks for listening to me waffle nonsense today. I am going to go and do some work and then hopefully have a very, very early night. And I will see you really soon, guys. Take care. Bye.